Hey guys, this is a little video about making videos. Some people were asking me how I made the last couple of videos, so I thought I would do a little tutorial on how I do them. Anyways, the first things first, you need to go and have a way to record videos on an iPhone. So go into settings, and then you want to go into control center and customize the controls. You want to scroll down until you see one that says screen recording. And you're going to push the plus button, which is going to add that to the back screen. That's the pull down menu. Now you can see you have a record button there, and you can push that on and off to make videos on your phone, and they just save straight to your camera roll, which is really, really handy. So I'm going to go into the game, and I'm just going to grab 4 items. I'm going to grab 4 items to make a video demo with. So right now the screen is recording using that recording function. And I'm just going to go over and take a look at the racks. I'm going to bring that up on the screen and just have it scroll around while I know it's recording right now. So that's the weapon rack. And I'm going to pull the mannequin up next. I'm going to let that scroll so that I can get the recording. I'm going to move over to the shelf. I'll make sure when this is done that you get to have the completed video demo too, so you can see sort of how this is made, and then, the finished product as a separate video. And the table. Of course, you can make much more elaborate videos. I'm just creating these 4 little examples as a way to show you how to use the editor. So I got my demo from the game. Now I'm going to go into YouTube, and I'm going to grab a video clip of a countdown. And there's a lot of free templates for countdown videos on YouTube. You just have to search for them. So here's YouTube. I'm going to search for, countdown 10 free template. So zooming in here, you can see what I'm doing a little bit. I'm just fast forwarding down to 4. It's still recording, so this is still creating the same video file. So I'm just going to get rid of the YouTube stuff there and just let it record the countdown from 4. Got my video clip of a pretty cool little countdown. At this point, I can just stop the recording completely. And the next thing I want to do is go into Splice. Splice is the editor that I'm using. And I'm going to load the video file that I just created. And I do everything in landscape view. You want to do everything in landscape view because it's going to look a lot better on a computer. So the video file is just one giant big file right now. And I'm just zooming out in the display screen. The display screen is what you're going to see on the finished product. All right, and I want the countdown to go first. So what I'm doing is I'm just fast forwarding through all the stuff that we recorded, and I'm looking for the countdown. And I'm just going to split it right here. I'm going to take this video and split right there so that I can take that big file chunk of the file and put it at the beginning. And then I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to edit stuff around. Just taking a quick look over everything here. Don't need any of that, so I'm just deleting it. Alright, so let's break up this video. So first things first, I'm going to take a look at, scrolling into the screen so that we, fill the screen with the countdown. We don't need to see any of that YouTube stuff on the finished product. I'm just zooming into the timeline so I can get a better rate on scrolling up and down on the time. Like, okay, this is the start of the 4, so don't need anything before it. And I'm just going to edit the video so that it actually fills the screen, because that's the only thing we need to see is the 4. So we got our 4, and then I'm going to stop it there, and I'm going to split it. Then my 3, and split it. And the 2, and split it. And then after the 1 is finished, I don't need anything after the 1. So I'm going to split it there. And I'm just going to delete everything else that comes after it because I don't need any of that stuff. Okay, getting into the actual game. Now, same thing. I wanted to create just this little demo project. So I'm just going to scroll through. I'm going to look for just those scenes where the furniture was spinning. And I just want those video clips. So I'm just going to, split it at those points. And I want to have those 4 little video files. So you can see what I'm doing here. So there's one. And I split at the end of it. So I can start the next split at the start of the next one. The mannequin. And I don't need anything before it, so I'm just going to delete all of it. And then I want to find the end of the mannequin spinning. And I want to split it there. And last but not least, the table. Getting rid of big chunks of video, which is great because when you're video editing, you want these things to be short. This one's probably going to end up being a little bit longer because I'm talking about editing videos because there's, a lot going on with that. Anyways, I want to grab the end of the table scene here and everything after it. I don't need any of that stuff, so it's going to go. Deleted. And I'm just going to scroll up. I'm going to look at my full timeline here. And then I'm going to grab the first file and I'm going to put it over next to the 4. Splice is really good for this. It's really user friendly. So, it's super easy to use. You just So now, when I look over this project, I got my 4, scene, 3, scene, 2, scene, and 1 scene. Cool. Now I'm going to get into the details of editing this a bit. I don't want the screen to look like that when someone's watching the video. I just want them to see the actual shelf. So I'm going to zoom in to the point where the only thing on the screen is the rack spinning around. That's going to look much better. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other three. And for a little demo there, we got the 4 different rack types that are all on a nice display, and they're all going to spin around. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of the finishing touches. This is a transition. This is a transition from one scene to the next. And I want to run it for 1.5 seconds. I want to extend the transition to give it a more fluid transition from the counting to the actual rotating of the racks. It just looks better. So I want all these files to be the same. So I want to get them all to go to 1.5 seconds. And I can just click apply all, and then they should all be 1.5 seconds. One of the things about transitions too is when you have the files overlapping, you actually reduce the end length of the overall film, which is a neat little editing trick, especially if you're trying to work on getting a video down with more time. Okay, we're going to add some audio files to these now. I want to look for just a quick little sound, something that, says, hey, I've jumped to this countdown scene and I'm moving to the next one. And just for the sake of doing this quickly, I'm just going to look for a knife sound, because they're quick little sounds and I know that they're simple. That'll do. Okay, so on the first file there, I've now added a quick little sound effect. It's just a switchblade sound. When the file starts up, you can sort of see it going. One of the things I do with sound files is turn their volume down, because when you go to do your voiceover, you don't want to have the sound effects be just as loud as your voice. If they are, it can really take away from the sound that you're doing. I learned that in the first few videos I made. A lot of people were complaining about sound, so I started looking into sound a little bit more. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going through the files and I'm adding that same sound effect to each of the transitions. Like the 4, the 3, the 2, and the 1. They're all going to have a little sound effect play in the background. So if you're watching the demo video, you can listen for that sound as each one pops up. Another thing with sound, that YouTube video had sound, and one of the things I wanted to do that you can't see really clearly here is the volume control. I wanted to go into those video files and just mute them completely so that they generate no audio on the file. That way the only thing you hear is this like the switchblade sound when you see them on the screen. So the only thing you should be hearing is the switchblade sounds and my voiceovers. Once the file is all done and it's ready to be played through, you can create your voiceover. That's the best time to do it. So right now would be a time when I'm recording the voiceover and I'm just watching the video and I'm saying what's happening. It's like, okay, these are the mannequins, these are the racks, these are the shelves, and this is me recording the voiceover that you're going to see on the demo complete. And once I have the voiceover, I can press stop. I can be like, okay, cool. I can watch it through, make sure it works. And then I want to go save. And I usually save these in Ultra because I try to keep them super short. And once it's saved, I can then go to YouTube and save it. So I hope you guys liked that video. And as you know, I'm not allowed on the official Discord because players like me aren't welcome there. So if you want to meet me, find me on Shop Talk, and I'm happy to explain these things in more detail. And I hope to see you there. You guys are awesome. I love seeing you in the world chat now. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.